Okay, welcome. Yeah, we are doing 5 ancestors this week, or in Chinese, Wuzuquan, if I pronounce correctly.
Yeah, Wuzuquan.
Yes.
Yeah.
So yeah, our teacher is Master Yabao Hong. He had another workshop in Italy, but we are more than capable to teach the workshops. I've been with Master Yap for 11 years. And how long?
8 to 9 years.
8 to 9 years. Yeah. And we have done many, many workshops together. This is actually the second time I'm teaching by myself, or at least with my team in Shaolin. And yeah, we are quite experienced, so yeah, we get the best out of what we have to offer. So as you've seen today, we have been experimenting the first transition from Li, what will be the physical tension of muscles, to letting go and become more explosive like Jing. And and we will work on that because the form Sanzhan will actually help you get a lot more of this explosive power. Not that anything.
Well, usually, I think before we go further, let's just give a very brief idea about our school. We are 5 ancestors under Grandmaster Chee Kim Tong. And usually in 5 ancestors, we have the 5 ancestors itself. You have the starting from the Bodhidharma. Then you have the Luohan, Taizu, White Crane, and then the monkey itself. And in addition, in our school, we also have Wumei and Wuji and Lohan Ru Yi.
So basically, we have a little bit more than 5. We have 8 in total. Yes. We also have our Yan Shou Gong Qigong system, which is based on the last two styles mentioned, Wuji Tuan and Lohan Ru Yi. But because those systems were so difficult to learn, you should spend your whole life in the monastery to learn that. So they condensed it into 36 easy to learn sets. That is our Yan Shou Gong. It means the art of longevity. And just before this retreat, we had a 3-day retreat about that. And then the 5 ancestors itself, like I said, it's a combination. And yeah, you get 5 styles for the price of 1 in that sense. Yes.
Yeah, and in under Master Yap Boyon's system, he actually encouraged or highly recommend that people actually start from Yan Shou Gong to actually get the internal first. Then once you have the fundamentals of internal, then only you migrate out to Wuzuquan. And actually the first form of the Wuzuquan is Sanzhan or Sanzhan in Mandarin. And it was the form that is the most important in 5 ancestors. And so there's a saying also say that you start learn this form, you start practicing this form until your last breath. Yeah. So that's how important this form is.
Yes. You start with it and basically you end with it. And everything you learn in between fits inside the form and it will make you improve on everything. So usually when we meet other 5 ancestors, we kind of judge our level by the Sanzhan form. So you can see how advanced the student is or the teacher is by just looking at the form. This is our basic check to see. And every one of us, because every signature is a little bit different, so you will see different aspects being more highlighted by the one person than the other person. But still, it's the same form, and you can always recognize exactly which form it is.
Yeah. So in Sanzhan, usually in our form, it's not just doing the form alone. Besides doing the form, we also have the second thing is called the catching of the forms. So this it means that one man will be doing the form, the another guy will be catching him, and it's a way to check if you do the form correctly or not, right? And this is one of the very essential practice of training the form. Because training form, everybody can train the form, but how do you know that if you train it correctly, or do you train the essential? Do you get the essential out of the form? That's where catching comes to the place. Then on the third, then you have the so-called sparring set. 2-man sparring set. Basically, it's not say that you learn and you can go out and fight. It just gives you an idea how does this form use it in application. And then normally for instructors, there will be the tail form to counter. So whoever who learn this form and use it to spar or fight, the instructor has an idea how to counter it. Yeah.
Yes. So, are there any questions based on what we have done today? Or what you think about the five ancestors, or maybe I've seen something from our Sivu, Master Yabohong. If you have any questions, now is a very good time to ask them. Yes?
Do you use the breathing when you are doing the form?
Yes,
The
yes.
inhale, exhale?
Yes, we have a specific breathing. Basically, you can compare it with a bicycle pump. We breathe from up and down. So you breathe up, breathe down to compress the energy into the lower dantian. From there, you shoot. And it sounds a little bit, my niece call it asthma, but it is by the compressing. Just like the bicycle pump, you do gentle, you have shh, but if you do hard, you kind of that type of breathing. So that's why I say it's the asthma form. Yes. But it's basically you breathe up, you compress, and this pressure has to go somewhere, and then we shoot it out. Yes.
Yeah, because I'm doing the self-mastery course here, and they also do this, but everything is online. But, when they do the explosion, some of them they also do that. And I end up with sore throat all the time.
Yes, that's a good one because it should not come from the throat. If you do from the throat, after 3 or 4 times, your throat is gone. Yeah, it's really from the compression. So it's not from, but it comes from here.
Okay.
Yes. But we will work on that tomorrow. Yes, by the breathing up and down. And the easiest way to get this going is like when you breathe in, you pull in your stomach a little bit. So then the energy go up. And then you breathe out. And then you have basically the breathing up and down instead of front and back.
Yeah.
And that's how you get the power.
Thank you.
Yes.
Yes.
You said that you release the pressure from the lower dantian.
Yes.
Does it also imply that you have also exercises that release pressure from the middle or the upper dantian?
Yes. So usually in the beginning, you learn how to use your lower dantian because that's the beginning. That's why many styles punch from the waist in the beginning because the lower dantian connects the legs to the ground and anything that goes. So the kicking, the standing usually go from the lower dantian. Then the middle dantian actually connects to the arm. So the later styles like Wing Chun, they punch from this height because it's the middle dantian. And then the upper dantian is usually to project your intention or your mental power. So basically, that's also Sanzhan. You try to incorporate those three with each other. That's part of the three battles. Yeah. So beginning you start low. Later you get to the middle one, and after that you project with the mind where the power is going, and then you get like a complete picture of what. Yeah. But we have to start with the lower one.
Of course.
Yes. Yes.
Very basic question. What's dantian?
Okay, good. So it's let's say energy. I say this in English. It's where you can store energy. It's like a point where the energy comes together. And basically said, it's like 2 fingers below the navel. That there's like a soft spot, and that is the dantian. And because there was a time that the human was walking on hands and feet in the evolution, so you have the legs, then the gate of the hip, and then they connect to here. So the middle dantian, if this would be considered the belly button, then the shoulder gate connects to this point about 2 fingers above the solar plexus. That's where you find the second one. And you can store energy in there. So it's like an energy point. Do you have any?
Basically, it's just like energy reservoir. But in my experience, the dantian is not really that. It's a container and stored inside container and it become big, like a big belly button. No. So in my experience this is just my own speculation or my own understanding, right? It's usually the energy stored in dantian. It's not inside dantian, but it can be expanded outside of the dantian.
Yes.
itself. So you add up like a shield, around you. Okay, and then also there's few things. Number one, we have talked about strings, right? Where we connect your body structure together. So by the way, your strings is not a place to store your chi. And if you do it, you feel your body very sticky or some sweat. And that's what usually happens to me. Last time, that's my mistake I made. So usually you don't want to store on the strings, so you store in the dantian. But also at the same time, it may not be necessary to store in the dantian as well. Especially I think in Shaolin system, because like one master told me, I have a bigger chi reservoir in the heaven and in the earth. Right? Only when I need it, I store it. For example, if it's very cold, then I keep the chi in my dantian to help me keep myself a bit more warm. Especially for myself, I come from tropics. It's very warm there. Actually, it's like freezing for me. I shiver. I just try to tell them, no, I'm not scared of cold. No, I'm scared of cold actually. So I have to get the chi to my dantian to make myself warm. So this is one of the examples why he use it. But I say it's not really necessary, right? And the most important thing is also not really developing the dantian. It's actually to developing your infrastructure. And how do you use it? The infrastructure is the strings that we learned today, the strings and the structure. And how to use it is what Sifu Linton showed, like how do you song, how to use it song, so the energy can flow smoothly. Else all you do, you don't release it out, you store inside the body. There's nothing more than you put your chi in the body, right? Then that may cause certain body issue as well.
Yes. Yeah. So you always have to release it. That's why to let it go. Don't hold on to it, because it will come back to you and can hurt you in the long run.
Yes.
So the idea to get more chi is not right. The idea is to
Correct.
get a better flow.
Yes, get a better flow. And of course, it helps if your vessel becomes a bit bigger, because excess chi you can store in there. But basically also what Brandon said, they have the vessel on the floor and also the vessel above. And this is part of the heaven, man, and earth theory. You have the ground, you have the human in between, and then you have the heaven. And we are kind of the connection in between those 2 points. So you can put in the ground, that's grounding. You can also send the energy back up, and you can contain it within yourself. Because at one point, the 3 dantian can function as one. And then everything comes from this point.
Yep. And this is also just on my own experience. I find is that, as what Linden say, Sifu Linden say, the 3 dantian works together. But at the same time, they are not just stored there like a static tank. There's a flow between the earth to run mind, or maybe including with the zhong mind. And there where the dantian is stored, but it's not really static by itself. So it's quite a complicated subject to discuss about, I guess. Yeah.
But they never really store the chi for a long time, because just like water, it becomes stagnant. It must move. It's like a fish bowl without a pump. After a while, you have to replace the water. You get problems. But if you have a good pump, then the system constantly is getting renewal. It's the same with the breathing. So usually at the end of a form, you always put down the excess energy, the excess chi. And whenever you need it, you can gather it. And then when you're done, you put it back in the floor. There's no need to keep it with you, because the moment you need it, you can draw it. That's basically the idea. Yeah. So yeah, maybe we can show a little bit of the catching.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah, sure.
Yes.
Or do you want to talk about the roadmap?
Later.
Okay,
yeah. So the catching basically, so let's say Brandon do the opening of the form.
Mm-hmm.
And I at first just give a bit of pressure, because you want to give them the chance to do it correctly. And then later on, then you can challenge each other, see if I can stop you and see if you can still do it. But for the learning process, it's just good that you give some energy so he can feel if he's good or he's off. Yeah. So I will hold the hand. Yeah. Good. So that is the opening of the set. So we are giving each other a fair energy to work with. And then, Brandon's pretty strong, so he can move me around. But this is just to help him train. Because let's say you're off. Let's say this tense. Yeah, and he's off, then I will easily break him. But if he's on, I will get my power back. Yeah, you press me. Yeah, then I get my power back. So this is how you can test if your structure is correct or not correct. And yeah, if you know the form enough, you can also experiment a bit with catching. But also we have this thing called picking, which is very light catching. You know, the chopstick one.
Yeah.
You catch me on this one? So this is very light, but you don't have any resistance, but you just have somebody that touches you, so you learn how to control your fight and flight mode. So this is more gentle, but usually because when you train and somebody grab, body goes in fight and flight. And this will teach you to stay calm just by gentle chopstick picking. So that was the first one we would do, because then you learn to stay calm when somebody touch you. Because also in the sparring and fighting, there will be contact. And usually the people, when you contact them, they tense. And that's actually what we're hoping for, because the moment you tense, you get rigid, then we can try to do something to you. If you also know how to let go in structure, it's much harder for us to manipulate your structure.
And also the two picking finger, the best one is where you can do it, touch a light, and you inject the yi into the other guy's body, and you can feel him. So beside maybe guiding him, you may listen, you train to listen when you catch. You not just catch and just don't let him move, but you learn to listen when he moves. And that's the essential part of the training. You want to develop the awareness into your own body, and so to be aware of what the person is doing in his body.
Yeah. Also, like Brandon mentioned, we have this roadmap. So let's say you go somewhere on a journey, you have the roadmap where to go, and there are certain recognition points like milestones that you are reaching. And we also have that in our system. So to give you a very good idea where you're going and what you are developing. And the first milestone would be grounding. So that you have the ability that anything that touch you, you can bring it to the ground. So you have a structure that can allow you to ground. So once you have the grounding, that will be your first milestone. So after the first milestone, the grounding, you learn how to center your body. So you find the middle point, so that the spine is aligned and energy can move up and down freely. And from that point, you get something that's called your root. Your root is more like an energetic connection to the ground. So the excess energy that you have, you can actually send it into the ground and also bring it up. So at that point, once you have your grounding, centering, and rooting, you become already very stable. So from that point, depending on which route you take the Qigong route or the Kung Fu route. In this case, we speak about the Kung Fu route. You get your strings, and you can learn how to control them, bring the energy up, bring it back down, store it or blast it. So you start to get a fine control of the strings. Then you have all the connections. So let's say you have a power plant where the electricity is being produced. Let's say you're lower than Chien. And then you have the houses, which will be the hands. So there must be a system from the power plant to reach the hand. So those are the connections that go through your body structure. So once you have electricity in your house, then you need some appliances, maybe a TV, a microwave, or anything you want to use. So that will be the tools, will be the fists or the fingers. So this will be your tools in martial arts. In healing, you have other tools. In martial arts, you have the weapons, basically. So those will be your appliances. So once you have reached this point, at least you have some power in what you are doing, because there's a connection. There's no need to have a big power plant, but you can never bring it to your hands. See, so that's why strength is relative, if you can bring it there or not. And this is what we also will try to achieve with this training. Yes. Anything to add?
Then we have 5 stages. So the 5 stages of training is very important. Usually we used to hear that first you train outside to move the inside. Then the later you train how to use the inside to move the outside. So what we really miss is the linkage in between. So Master Yak came up with the 5 stages for practicing. So as I said, the first stages is outside move inside. So to do it like that is first you need to have a proper structure, proper position or angles of the hand. Like if you're doing Sanzhan, if your hand is like this, you cannot connect to your body. The guy push, you may go. So as you move your elbow in and your finger up, and that gives you the structure. So whatever you do, and this will help you to move the inside or develop the inside. So now as you do it, maybe a few repetitions, you start to feel, say, hey, something is going in my body, or I feel something is moving in the body. Let's say the strings is moving in the body. And you want to be aware of that as you train it. And this is a very essential part of the training. This is where the stage 2 comes. Setting awareness, have awareness in your body. So if you do not have awareness in your body, you cannot train internal. You can't develop it because you can't aware what is happening inside the body. So stage 2 is really, really, really important in my opinion. Then once you're aware of the body, you're aware of the strings, when you do it the posture right, this kind of stage 3, where you learn how to control your inside. Because once you're aware, you know, oh, this is my strings. Now I can aware, I can move up the string, I can move down the strings. That's where the control comes, stage 3. And then stage 4 is generate energy through insights. And when you can control, as said previously, you can use it to do like a farting inside the strings and release it to the fingertips. And that's where stage 4 comes. And then later on the stage 5, which is ideally, is you can use the energy you generate from inside and move the hand or the leg, for example. And this way, the inside move the outside. So the 5 stages is a very, very important roadmap, one of the very important roadmap to me. So when you train, you can say, okay, now what I want to focus on, what is my priority, then for sure you will set how you want to train. So in this workshop, we only go on stage 1 or maximum on stage 2. Okay.
So that's why today I wanted you to experience the feeling that you get inside when you have the proper structure, that you start to notice there's something happening inside. And then once you feel that, you can play around with it until you can finally control it. That would be a stage 3. But at least you know where to go now. Okay? Yes.
And then we have the 6 energy level, about how you develop your energy. So the first energy level is lead, where you use force, you have brute strength, but you need certain muscle strength. You cannot squat toilet if you don't have a healthy leg or a strong ankle. You will just fall in the toilet bowl. That's what happened to me last time. So you need basic muscle strength. Lead come to the place. Then second is Jing. So when you have muscle, you have some healthy fascia, you can use it to develop the elastic power. Or imagine there's a bow and arrow, right? So there's Jing, stage level 2. And once you have the Jing, then you have the Yi. You can control finer how your muscular or your fascia is moving. That's more likely the intention itself. Then the 4 is Qi. It's where I can say of life force, but the Qi that we mentioned here is different from the TCM Qi. Qi itself has 1,000 over type of Qi, you got 先天 Qi from the kidney, you got the food you eat, that Qi come from there. At the lung Qi, each organ is own Qi, so it's a complicated thing. But whatever we mentioned, the Qi has no related to this TCM context. It's just the martial art Qi. And then later is Shen. The Shen is more like can be said as your mental space or mental energy. It's one of very complicated topic to talk about. But one thing can be very relevant, right? Those who have, let's say, if you have your girlfriend or wife is angry with you, she may not need to say, I'm angry with you. No, you just keep quiet. You know something is wrong. That's like Shen, right? Or maybe if you meet a monk, a very high level monk or priest, you just get close to them. You feel calm down. that is also Shen. Or sometimes a fighter who are very good in the fighting, and they can project, you can feel that you do not want to mess with this guy. That is also Shen. Right. So one of the example that I experienced before is I have this master. It's called Master Henry Hall. He was a real fighter. He fights a lot when he was young. And then I was traveling with him in Malaysia, and the car we sit almost knocked into a motorcycle. And then the motorcycle, the rider was actually very angry. He came down, he started scolding us, and Master just shout at him very loud. And you can see like he knocked into a wall, just like that. Later he got very confused. He looked at his bike, look at us, look at the bike, and look at us. He has nothing. He don't know what to do. He was just stunned. So that can be said as part of the Shen itself. If I were the guy who shout at the cyclist, I think probably no response. Or start throwing stones at me. Yeah, because I'm not a fighter. Yeah.
And also at one point you learn how to control this. So you can change it from very compassionate to very confident to very aggressive. So you can play around with what you are emitting once you have control over that. Yes, but like we learned, compassion is the strongest one of the three. So you can have confidence, aggression, or compassion. And depending on the situation, you can play around with that. Yes.
Yeah. Then the highest one is emptiness, or called Xu, SU. So that is beyond my context, and also I don't know much about emptiness. So to talk back about the 5 stages, remember on the stage 2, we have the setting awareness, right? Yes, setting awareness. Okay, so I will now try to link that. How does it link to the 6th energy level, right? So in the first level of the first energy level is lead. Basically, when you do weights, right, or you squat, you do not need to be very mindful. All you need to do is just do it, or maybe squeeze the right muscle to do it. Okay, so as you want to sharpen your awareness, you want to make it more sharper. Then you learn how to control the Jing. Then that's where Jing comes to the place. Like today, you find that you have to be more aware of your body alignment. You have to be aware that you don't tense your muscle as you release out. Right? So this is one more improvement of your awareness. Then on the 3rd level is the Yi. The Yi can be considered quite advanced as you really aware, because once you can feel the fascia, then you keep more deeper level. Just pure intention itself. That's where the Yi. Then later, more the Qi, which is a bit starting to be very abstract, something you can't see or can't really feel that. Then Shen, then Xu. Okay.
And actually, we can let you feel the differences of the energies if you would like that. And we are very gentle, don't worry.
Yeah.
Does anybody would like to feel the different types of energy so we can release them? Yes, if you want. Yeah. Yes. So let's say the first one is Li, is the physical force. Yeah. So let's say you grab my arm and I try to move you. I tense my muscles and I try to muscle through but since you have some grounding, it's very hard for me to move you. See, so this will be the Li. The second one is the Jing. So I charge up a little bit. And then I let go of the elastic force. See, so instead of pushing out, I'm actually contracting my tendons. I bounce it on the floor. It will bounce up to my crown and come out, just like we practiced today.
Yes.
See? Yeah. So then I use my Yi, which is my intention. So maybe I want to just move your shoulder, so I go to your shoulder and go in there. Or maybe if you're very loose, I cannot come in because you let go. Then I send a signal and I go under your feet and then I move you, even though you're loose, because my intention has gone in. So even though you have not noticed it, I'm already at your foot. Or maybe I can take your hip and I take the control from the hip away. See, if you're just normal, I cannot do that. But if I go in with my intention, I can take it. So this is when your Yi becomes very aware of where I'm going and I can change where I go. Or maybe I want to move his hip that way and I bring it that way. So I can send it where I want to the mind, which is the Yi. See? Then after the Yi is Qi. It's more like a bubble expanding. It's like a driving force. It's not as sudden as the Jing, because the Jing is very sudden. This is just very gentle and expands. See? And then the Shun is a different one. So let's say I go back to forcing you. So I expand my energy field and kind of disrupts yours. And then I send you. See, then I hardly have to move physically, because I'm playing with the electromagnetic energy and also my presence. See? And then too bad the emptiness I don't know anything about. Yes.
Okay.
And also the differences in how I project my Shun. So let's say we stand in front of each other, and you give me some strong structure, put one leg back, for example, yeah. So if I just push the two fingers, see, you should not be able, you should not have many trouble, see? So when I put my attacking Shun, it'll be like this. And your body gets like a little bit of a shock, see? So I'm friendly, and it comes out. So you can feel some sense of danger coming at you. So I can be more confident, or calm but confident. It's also quite strong. And the other one is compassionate. It's very friendly, but you don't notice it even coming because there's a friendliness behind it. See? So they all feel a bit different.
Yes, thank you. Yes.
You're welcome. Yes. Thank you. Yes. So once you can control that, you can play around with that. And I think the word play is very important. Because if you get good at something, you play with it. Also, the animals, they learn fighting to playing. They play with each other, and that's how they get more experience. And also, you take away the emotional and mental tension. Just like the body must be relaxed, so must be the emotional and the mental. So if you're too serious, it will be like this. I'm too serious in my mind, I always be stuck, or I'm scared to do wrong, I always want to do my best, then it's also a blockage. But if all three come together, basically through playing, you get the best results. So when I play the form, or I play the sparring, it's a game to me. Yes. So that is important to keep in mind. Yes. Really? Yes.
And how do you achieve that? To play, how to be in the head or be
Just
more focused?
to adopt the playing mindset.
Yeah.
So you just say, okay, I'm gonna throw him. It's just a game. Let's see what happens. It's like the mindset. It's like, okay, I must do this. Let's do this now. Ugh, it doesn't work. So you just think about you playing a game, or you imagine you do something that gives you fun, a nice time, and then you get it out more. Yes. Yeah.
Like start thinking about what you have to do, and then it doesn't work. It's better not thinking, just move.
Yes. So you think before you do it, because you must have a plan.
Yeah, of course.
You must have an idea. Okay, I want to do this. And then you do it, and then afterwards you will think like, okay, how did it go? Maybe I must adjust it or not. So sometimes I think about, you make a computer program. So you put in the lines, so you make the plan what you want to do, then you run the program, then you see what went wrong or you want to improve, you improve it, then you run it again. So this is also how you discover through trial and error a lot. So let's see if I do it like this. Okay, that doesn't work. This works. You look at it, you think about it, you change it, and then you try again. But don't think as you are doing it, because that would be like, let's say you want to jump very far. You run, and then you jump. See? But if you think during the jump, you run, and you slow down, and then you reach the line, you jump, nothing happens, because you have lost the momentum. So if you think and do at the same time, it's very difficult. So you think, then do, then think again, but not during. So that's a good point. So I imagine I want to do this. It's actually putting your intention. I want this to happen. Then you try and see what happens, and then change it or keep it. Yeah. Yes. Any questions? And I think we could close it if there's no more questions. Anything to add?
Maybe I should talk about the 5 ancestors. I should show them each of the ancestors.
Oh yes, of
The
course.
Taizu, Luohan.
Yes, of course, yes. So like Brenda mentioned, there's 5 ancestors. The Bodhidharma, Dharma, is the one actually we just spoke about. It gives us the internals and the whole system of what we just demonstrated, Jing, the changing of muscle and tendons, how to use the mind, project the Shen. All these things come from Bodhidharma. Then we have the first ancestor we like to mention is Luohan. The Luohan was like the guardians of the Buddha. So they were strong guys, they had a lot of fists, and they were very, very powerful beings. And yeah, usually fist strikes are very, very hard. Then the other one is Taizu, which means actually great ancestor. And he was an emperor, the one that united China.
So I think
Song
Taizu.
Yeah, the Song Emperor, yes. And he was known for having a heavy armor and 2 blades. So everything he do is like very heavy stomping. He's very hard, but yet internal. So usually we teach this one, the first one, to people, because it's still hard, but it starts you to get into it internals. And yeah, also quite aggressive style, just like Luohan. If Luohan would conquer a castle, he would go to the front gate, smash the front gate, go in, smash the guardians all the way to the king. So he just go in, and very circular moves. Taizu would have the same strategy. He goes in, but he has linear attacks. Yeah. Then the white crane is more like a sniper. He's just waiting outside in the forest. You see the king, boom, and he snipes him. So white crane will be actually waiting very gently, and the moment he get a chance, he will explode. So white crane has a lot of explosive force. Then you have the monkey, like Masyaf say, the monkey, when you are sleeping, is already in your bedroom. He's climbing around, poke your nose, pull your ear, slap you. There's not much you can do about him because he's very agile, very fast, and not easy to catch. Or when he gets serious, he can kill you. See? So monkey is very evasive. He doesn't fight power. So whenever monkey gets power, he will go away, he will change you and make you lose balance. It's like you grab something that's not there. The moment you're off balance, he will play with you or fold you like a basketball and throw you. That's what C4s do to me. Yeah. So monkey is very fun if you use it, but not fun if it's used against you. Yeah, we've been so many times on the floor. Yeah. And then you can say Wumei if you want.
Yeah, we can.
Yes.
So I think let me add something also. The internal characteristic of the 5 ancestor, right, is the Taizu is treat the head like a blade. So he has a lot, is actually emphasis on sharpness energy. It should be sharp. It's a lot of cutting involved. And then the Luohan is like ball and chain. So here on the wrist, it should be like a ball, but here should be relaxed like a chain. So this is more on Luohan. Then later you have the white crane. The white crane is more like elastic power. It's a bit more like bow and arrow or like sniper. Every shot counts and every shot is very, very explosive. That is for white crane. And then for monkey, to me, it's hard for me to describe. It's like a lot of this folding. Because you think you got him, actually he does not get him. You think you get him and you do it, and then he get you back. And he's always playful, that's what Sifu Linden say. So no, that's for monkey.
Yes.
Yeah. So normally I think in the classical, in our school, in the classical way, usually they start on the 5 ancestor first, like Sanzhan, 20 punches, Tiu Cheat, blah blah blah. Then they only start on the specific ancestor. Whereas in Master Yap Bo Hyung's system is a bit different. When I start learning 5 ancestor, I learned Sanzhan as my first one. But then I think almost the second or my third form is learning Taizu. Based on my body characteristic, that time was very, very stiff and hard. So I was asked to learn Taizu that time. Some of my Chien who are more softer, they learn either Luohan or some learn monkey, this place. Yeah, so that's also can be depends on your own physical characteristic.
And then we have our sixth ancestor, which would be Wumei. And according to legend, she is the one that created Wing Chun. Wumei is the Mandarin pronunciation of Ningyu. And basically the story goes that when the five ancestors was created, the monks were fighting and testing on each other. And there was this lady always standing and watching, and basically she was laughing at them. So the monks got irritated and said, hey, why are you laughing at us? They said, you're too hard. Why are you so hard? So basically they say, okay, if you know better, show us. And apparently she defeated the monks easily. And while they were so confused, the lady left. It was the lady in the blue or green dress? I always forget.
Some say blue, some say green.
Yes. So because she was wearing this dress. And according to the research, it probably has been a student of Wumei, because she had this art of being very soft and very direct. And that's how we got the sixth ancestor, and that has given us the softness. From all the five ancestor styles, we are the soft one. We have the looseness, but the explosive force. Many other ancestors are very hard, you could say, very stiff, like they're poking. And we have the looseness. So that comes from Wumei. And let's say if Wumei was to take your castle, she always dominates the whole space. So like Uncle Ben say, you come downstairs, you're sitting in your kitchen, drinking your best whiskey, smoking your best cigar, and there's nothing you can do about it. It's just there. Whatever you want to do, there's no escape. Yeah. So at this point, we try to find people for Wumei. I think there's only 4 active practitioners. There's Master Yap, there's Uncle Ben, there's Jason, and there's me that practice the Wumei at a high level. Other than that, it's a very rare art to find. And she has a lot of explosive force, like this type of moves. And whenever she touches, she tries to freeze your whole body. So it's a bit, not easy, but it's very effective. Yes. Very direct. Yes.
It's not.
Ancestors.
Sorry?
They're the 5 ancestors. Do they have a connection with the 5 elements in Chinese philosophy?
I don't think so.
We have 5 elements in 5 ancestors, but the 5 ancestors is not relevant. I mean, it's not covalent with the 5 elements. It's different.
Yes. So every ancestor could not be representing an element, but the 5 element system is inside our system.
Yeah.
Because it's a Shaolin system. Yes.
Or maybe you can say that each ancestor has more than one element. Yeah. And also about Wumei, right? Wumei is not an easy internal to train to master it. So the differences between, from my experience, the differences between Wumei and White Crane engine is a bit different from what I feel from Master Yap. So the White Crane, when I touch Sifu hand and he do a White Crane fajing on me, I can feel like a wave, pop, 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 pop. So it's like the archery keep shooting bow and arrow, but there's a gap in between. But Wumei, I don't feel much gap. All I know is boom, then I go. So, so that's Wumei. So one time, I remember I told Sifu, I said, this cannot work lah. If I really punch, go in and punch, no way you can do this and block my punch. So Sifu told me, he said, yeah, you can try. So I punch him and I try to give a very proper punch. He do this movement, just like this, and I go down. That time I still don't know what happened. I just, okay, I go down. Then I stop, because actually he got a bit of neck lash on my neck, so it's a bit dizzy. So later when I flew back to Malaysia, and I met with my daughter friend. He was a TCM daughter, and then he starts scolding me out no reason. He said, "Hey, you young punk, why don't you take care of your body?" I said, "What are you talking about?" So I have no injuries. So he asked me to go to the wall and asked me to raise my arm like this. That's the maximum I can raise. I cannot raise like this. just only here. Then that's only the only time I know I got internal injuries from this slap. And then he then asked me, he say, do you feel easily tired, or do you feel like easily gas out when you walk? I say, yeah, I did feel like easily gas out, but those days I'm a hardcore hiker. I hike a lot. I don't feel tired easily, but it's like every 20 steps I start to so that's the thing. I would say that's the power behind Wumei.
Yes, it damage you on the inside.
Yeah.
So your system gets damaged. I had a few accidents myself. Yes, because sometimes accidents do happen,
Yeah.
So one time we were doing a seminar, and Sifu asked me, punch me. So he was showing his block. And the moment I punched, somebody asked him a question, and he turns away, and he just did that. He blocked my hand and tapped me, just a finger, tapped me here. And I see the whole room go like this. I come back, I look all dizzy, and now people look at me all worried, and they say my whole eye was red, and all the veins in my face were popping out. And I just had to sit down for more than half an hour, and it took me a few days to feel okay again. So now I always like, are you sure? I make sure he pay attention, because his body just reacted. Yeah, it's amazing. Yes. So anything else you would like to ask? If not, we will wrap it up for now.
So you call these 5 ancestors a system, is it? You
Yes.
call it a system?
It's a system, yes.
Like part of a school or style?
Yeah,
Or
the
difference between
yeah. So it's a style based on 5 different styles, and I forget the name, but there was a rich merchant that actually was a supporter of Kung Fu, and he asked the 5 masters to combine the styles as one. And so they have all the different characteristics, and then the glue that holds everything together is the internal system from Bodhidharma. So everything fits on top of that, and then they make this system. Also, the form we're going to start learning tomorrow is based on all 5. So the whole system is inside this whole set, in this one set. Yes.
How does that relate to Shaolin?
There are South Shaolin systems. At one point, because the temples were destroyed and Kung Fu was forbidden a long time in China during the Cultural Revolution, many of the masters, they moved to Southeast Asia. And also our Grandmaster Chee Kim Tong was one of the people that left China, and then they start teaching inside. So basically, Master Yap sometimes goes to the Southern Temple and sometimes also help instructing. So basically, he helps bringing the art back to South Shaolin, where it was once chased away. And I think the biggest difference between North and South Shaolin is Northern Shaolin is more big motions and big frame. And Southern Shaolin is more small frame, you could say. But of course, Northern Shaolin also has small frame systems. But basically, the Southern one has almost no big frame. Yeah. Yes.
You said the 5 ancestors, the 5 styles are connected to the physical structure of the person who play it.
Oh no, when you are...
And would you check up our physical system to get a tip, this Wumei is more for you, or Luohan is more for you, or something like that? When I get it correctly.
Yes. So let's say a lot is determined also by the build of the person.
By the build?
How you are built,
okay.
And also part of the character. Like this gentleman here would be a perfect Luohan fighter with a cap, because he's strong. He already has the power. See, and let's say the gentleman there, it would be a perfect white crane. He's like has long limbs, so he has a lot of acceleration in the power. So you already can tell like where you're going. See, Steffi could be a very good monkey. Let go if she can let go. So there's difference, but also the character has to count in. It's not just the build itself. Also strange because my build, I'm Actually, my two favorites is white crane and monkey. I'm not built like them. Master Yap always say, "You're not a monkey. If you're a monkey, pass under the chair. You're a gorilla." He always make joke like, because the monkey is usually not so strongly built, and also the white crane is more like with long limbs. I would be more a Luohan or a Taizu, basically. But somehow, because spent a lot of time with Master Yap, I became monkey and white crane mostly, and Wumei, yes. So yeah, you can start out because it fits best by the build and character, but it doesn't mean you cannot learn the other ones. Yes.
Thank you.
You're welcome. Yes. Thank you so much. We will continue the training at 9 a.m. in the morning, and then we start doing the form also and some partner work. Yes. Okay. Yes. Have a good night.
Good night. Have a good rest.
Yes. Love. Yeah.